Chairman Imo State, and the chairman of all PDP chairmen of all PDP state chairmen in Nigeria. So I have come because this matter concerns my party, and that is why I came as the chairman of all chairmen to hear directly from the Supreme Court, not the news I will filter out to say I was told. So I'm here. I'm happy the way the judgment came, because there are things we have learned today from the judgment, that the rule of law can never be taken for granted, not the rule of man. Anything we do in this country as politicians, we should ensure that we are standing on the rule of law. The local government election that took place even in my own state, Imo, is a sham. I'm happy that the Supreme Court has mentioned here today that non-display of a voters register or voters names of the people is a very wrong impression that cannot stand in law. So I'm very happy that that has come today. And for the judgment, I'm happy that the River State people have come and they've seen that interferences has been carrying a lot of influence in River State. Those people who went to procure party to give PDP to run in the River State, I'm sure now they have no more job to do. So they know themselves, and I don't want to call names, but they know themselves. So PDP is happy that we have restored all our members who were removed, and they are back to the House. Thank you very much. My name is Honorable Austin Nwachukwu. Like I said.
So you're watching the reaction that is trailing the Supreme Court ruling concerning Rivers State, and I guess the reaction for people from Rivers State will be mixed. Some people who are supporters of the former Speaker Martin, and the other 26 suspended or former lawmakers will be very happy, while the supporters of Fubara will not be happy. I'll just read a brief interpretation of what the reports are from other news outlets. So Vanguard here says that, and the Supreme Court of Nigeria has delivered unanimous judgment nullifying the local government election held in Rivers State on the October 5th, 2024. The 5-member panel led by Justice Uwani Abba Ache determined that the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission conducted the elections in violation of relevant laws, including failing to publish mandatory 90-day notice and improperly handling the voters' register. So part of the reaction here is that when Rivers State conducted its own local government election last year, which was deemed peaceful, the Supreme Court interpretation is that it violated the law of making sure you publish that 90 days, 3 days before the election takes place, and all the voter register is actually properly done. And the interpretation is that it wasn't done the right way. The second one reading here also talks about coming from Star Reporter saying, in addition to invalidating the election. So first of all, the election is invalidated. The second bit is the fact that the voter register was not properly done. So the Supreme Court invalidates that. So the Supreme Court also barred the Central Bank of Nigeria and Accountant General of the Federation from releasing funds to the Rivers State government. This decision was based on the state's non-compliance with court orders and the absence of valid appropriation act passed by a legal constituted House of Assembly. So what that literally is saying in essence is that the people who are currently in the House of Assembly and the current speaker, they're not the constituted valid House of Assembly members. So by so doing, they don't have any right to decide how Rivers State's budget should be. And remember, the lawmakers decide and appoint and appropriate what should go where based on whatever the executive actually, submitting to them. So here, what the interpretation says in essence is that because they've not done the right thing, the Supreme Court is now saying to Central Bank of Nigeria, don't release funds to Rivers State. And then finally, the Nation's also reporting that the court also affirmed the legitimacy of the 27-member House of Assembly led by Speaker Martin Amaewhule, directing them to resume legislative activities immediately. This ruling effectively ended political crisis in Rivers State, reinforcing the authority of the duly constituted legislative body. So those 27 members, or 26 plus the former Speaker Martin Amaewhule, these are pro-Wike lawmakers who initially defected, and they then say they didn't defect. So the Supreme Court saying in one sweep was saying the local government election was invalid. Don't give them money anymore. You have to go and redo the local government election all over again. And also, those 27 members needs to go and go back to work immediately. So which obviously gives them and shocks, in a sense, shockingly shocks Fubara. So there's a lot of political drama going on here. And then obviously Wike reacting as well says that Wike commended the Supreme Court for its boldness in upholding the rule of law and ending what is described as impunity in the state. So this also blends to the fact some of the conversation Nigerians have had over the years about the judicial system being corrupt. And I'm not going to make an interpretation here. I'll leave that to the legal guys to do that. However, the mixed reaction is that the court was actually already corrupt. That's the first thing. Okay, so because people are looking at it and thinking Wike already had the court in his hands. So the judgment will always skew in that direction to favor them. So, but you have to tell us, what do you think? What do you think about this ruling? Do you think it's the right ruling? Do you think that from all evidence shown, without being emotional, the 27 member of the House of Assembly, including the Martin Speaker guy, do you think they all defected? And then they're now saying, Supreme Court now saying that you couldn't prove that they defected. And what do you think, how do you think Fubara will handle this this situation? How do you think it will play out in the Rivers State politics so far? All right, so I'll let you watch the remaining parts of this interview with the lawyer, but I would say also, please, as always, please subscribe, like, share, and comment below to keep us going, and obviously point out to Nigerians how we need to make changes. We need to make the right changes come 2027. All right, thank you, and then catch you up in another one.
Fubara should obey. He should not wait for anybody to enforce it. For the peace, of course, it will pay to the appellant. We are entitled to the 5 million, and I'm sure they will send the check today. Thank you very much.
My name is Dr. Nyesom Samuel, the Executive Chairman of Ikwere Local Government Council, with the ruling of the Supreme Court today. And in obeying all laws of our land, I am still the Chairman of Ikwere Local Government Council as pronounced by the Rivers State House of Assembly led by Martin Amaewhule. We want to commend our lords of the Supreme Court. Democracy is operated on two legs, the Constitution and the rule of law. And today, they have done justice to those. And it is clear to all of our leaders, be very careful of those that advise you. We don't understand how those who have no role to play in our state, the likes of Judiciary, to come and be interpreting Supreme Court rulings and Court of Appeal rulings. Today, it has been called a shenanigan and it has no place in law. The likes of Judiciary and his co-travelers should bury their face in shame. And to say they are anti-democrat and they are no place in our law. We congratulate every Rivers indigene, those living and doing business in Rivers State, that government was not existing before now. But from today henceforth, government has started running in uphold of this judgment. We thank all of you for coming.